Hi guys!
You are live.
Yay! We did it!
Okay. What do I look like now?
I was still a little pixelated.
Oh wait, I gotta suck it in.
Does that work?
It does. Lean back, suck it in.
And no, then this comes out like.
Oh no. So, Tricia and I are. Tricia is wondering if I'm pixelated or grainy. I don't know. So tell me if I am. I don't know. As long as I sound okay.
Yes, you sound great.
Yeah. And I don't have lipstick on my lips. I know.
The people watching the beginnings of this. Hi, Rose. Hi, Linda.
I know. Hi, Linda. Hi. Linda, I sent you an email, so I hope you got that. And Bonnie from Hawaii.
I'm Bonnie.
Yeah.
We're going to make some fun earrings today, guys.
I know. Oh, look at. So these are not the ones that Tricia made, but the concept is similar. Well, and not, because you pulled a good one. I can't wait to see.
I pulled a good one? Yeah, with the hexagon. I love those beads. I love them. Yeah. I love the hexagons. They're gorgeous. Yeah, those are so pretty.
These are the matching for the Spanish bracelet.
Finish cuff.
I was going to put finish cuff, whatever. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Hi, Kelly.
But blurry pick, Jules. So she's blurry too. Rose is.
That I'm blurry?
You're blurry.
What? Stupid Logitech just sucks. I'm sorry, but I said it. Yeah. It's the worst $200 and flippin' odd dollars I've ever spent in my life.
I got a Logitech, but it wasn't even that much.
Yeah, that's because I bought the one that's supposed to be like no brainer, perfect, and it's not happening.
Aww. I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
Hi, Melanie.
Totally. And I'm not on the Wi-Fi's. I'm on the, I'm plugged directly in. So if I'm granulated, I don't know.
It may clear itself out because sometimes it does. And this time of night, I know at least here, it's a lot busier for us.
Is it tired? Yeah. Mm-hmm. The interwebs are tired.
The interwebs are really tired from everybody all day. So.
Well, let me just do my, let me do my spiel.
You just do it.
And and then I'll let you do it.
Okay.
Well, you're so fabulous. So I'm crashing the party. Amber is off today, and we love her, and we love her, and we love her, and we're sending her oodles and oodles of yummy, delicious love. And she'll probably, maybe she'll. Oh, is this what we do? I know.
Can't do that.
Here we go. Yeah, it feels weird.
It does. But we're weird, so it works out. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, it's okay. It's fine. But anyway, so I'm here with Tricia, and Tricia's gonna show us how she did this. I'm super, super stoked to learn how myself, because I love the hexagon beads. And before I show you what we did we're still in April. What we did in April, I want to talk really quick about the Spanish cuff. So this was the Spanish cuff we did in March, and this was the workshop. There is one kit left, okay? And so that's on the homepage at jewelloom.com. There's one of these kits left. The video tutorials come with it, so they're already taped. They're on the Jewel Loom school site, and so once you buy the kit, then I will put you into that course. Easy peasy pumpkin squeezy. You probably will have some beads left over to make at least, I don't know, what did we say? But I don't know. It depends on the size of your wrist.
There's quite a bit of beads left over, and you use a lot, but there's still a bunch. I mean,
yeah, definitely.
You always are very generous with that.
I try. I definitely try. And for April, there are 2 kits left for the April project, and this is using the hexagon beads and the check pearls. Gorgeous. Yeah, they're super gorgeous. And so you get a bazillion. So here's the box.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm very grateful. And there's always tea and a cookie, which I might eat. And oodles of beads. Look at all the beads that come in.
Yeah,
This is the April kit.
Time.
Let me tell you something too. Those hexagon beads are not cheap, all right? And what is there, 3 or 4 strands of those in there? And the check glass pearls are not. This is a heavy duty. Yeah, this one is full of value and instruction and all kinds of yumminess. So 2 of those remain. You can either subscribe at $45, or you can do a one-time pay of $55. And yeah, I think that's pretty easy peasy. I want to give a major shout out to Tricia, because Trish, is that good? That's your name.
My dad calls me T.
Oh, and T, yes. My Italian friends call me G, because Philly, Jersey, Julianna is like with GU, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just saying. Just saying, I feel you on all of that. Oh, yes. I keep freezing. Is it just, are we freezing? I don't know. I think it might just be you, Kelly, but I don't know.
Yeah, let us know, guys.
And Sherry likes the cookies too. Anyway, I just want to give you a big shout out, because
thank you.
You are all that and a bag of Cheerios. Like,
thank you.
Okay, we're talking.
I appreciate that.
Jesse James, ambassador, Dress It Up, and Jewel Loom.
Mm-hmm, right? Very happy. Yes.
And I know that Neelay over at Silver Silk just loves you and adores you.
We love him too.
I want to tell you all, this girl is approaching 5,000 followers on the TikToks, and that is not easy. Okay, it's really actually an organic following over there, because I know, I've been on the TikToks for, I don't know, a year or so. I don't even know. And it's not easy. So it's very flattering. I hope you know, people are choosing over on the TikTok, where I would say traditionally our creatives don't normally live. So it's super impressive. And
it's fun.
You should be really proud of yourself.
Well, thank you.
Because what you're dishing out, they're liking. And so if you are on the TikToks, and I'm blurry, so I'm going to go back to this position. Am I still blurry? Or just...
Yeah.
This is
You're just blurry but far away now.
What about now? Is that better?
Yeah, sort of.
I swear it's a logic tech. Okay, watch this. Watch this stuff. They want to know the name of your TikToks. Watch this. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to march my butt right back into Best Buy.
The name of my TikTok is Pink Poodle Jewelry Studio.
To me, that looks worse.
Yes, it's very dark. Yes. It's very dark. You look you're a mysterious person now.
I'm looking like I do when I get my spray tan. Okay. Is that better?
Maybe.
Is it?
It's still blurry. I mean, you're beautiful, but you're still blurry.
What is wrong? Why can't I get any love on this crap? Serious. I'm over it.
Okay, I'm going to type it into the comments, girls. Thank you so much for asking.
Yes, really. If you're on the TikToks, go follow Trish. And I don't know why I'm blurry, so I'm going to bow out here in a second.
I actually have a YouTube channel too.
Yes, you do. Pink. Well, it's Pink Poodle.
It's Tricia's Pink Poodle Jewelry Studio on YouTube.
Yeah.
So if you look up Pink Poodle Jewelry Studio, you'll find me on pretty much all aspects of social media.
Smart branding. Branding.
There is another Pink Poodle Crafts or something on YouTube, but you'll know it's very different content.
Oh. Okay, I'm going to say one more thing, and then I'm going to go behind the scenes, so I'm not disrupting everything. Okay, so I put together a new Jewel Loom starter kit, which is beyond awesome. It is the Jewel Loom, original Jewel Loom, It's the Jewel Loom needles, okay? And you get 100 different assorted beads. Each package will be different. So don't look at this one and say, oh, I didn't get it. They're assorted. 3 yards of hemp. And whether it's a sun, butterfly, or daisy, not sure at this point, whatever, okay, it's going to be in there. Everything you need. And I decided to give you a couple of yards of wildfire. Color may be very, different, but it'll always match, so don't get your panties in a pinch if it's not exactly this. Okay, I'm giving it to you.
So don't
I'm giving it to you. Okay,
Yes.
Don't be harsh. And as a bonus, you're going to get the baby loom too, because you can't have the mama without the baby, right?
No.
So here's the super cool part about it. You definitely should be able to make a bracelet. I mean, I love this bracelet. It's so stinking beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
So beautiful.
One of my favorites.
You could do a couple different things. You could make rings. You could do an anklet. You have the beads. The tutorial, a couple of them live here on the YouTube channel. If you follow the awareness cuff instructions, you'll be getting to the same point, but you don't get those beads. Okay? It's not making that bracelet. It's making that technique. Okay?
Right.
So easy peasy. We're going to do something fun with this. If you sign up, so you got to like the YouTube channel, the Jewel Loom YouTube channel.
Yes.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Like this video, and I don't know what else is there. You could share it. Gosh, we would love that.
And
but the other thing,
okay,
yeah. But the other thing is, so if you sign up for the email, which you're also going to see that you have the choice now to sign up for SMS. Traditional SMS, which is like an email, but it comes to you in text. It is not the same as the community phone number that we've been giving to you in the past. That is for community, for education, for customer service. All right? So the SMS is literally like an email, but it comes on your phone. You can opt into that. That would be awesome. If you're not into that, then you don't have to be. But we need you to sign up for the email between right now, if you haven't already done that, and next Wednesday, which is that the 4th?
I believe so.
At midnight.
Let me double check.
So everyone that signs up between
the 4th.
This moment, which is April 28th, 2022 to May 4th at midnight, okay? Mm-hmm. We're going to, Thursday morning, May 5th, pick a winner, and that winner is going to get a starter kit.
That's awesome.
Okay, and the crowd went,
It was like, wow, when she told me that, it was like crazy.
Yes. Yeah, right. And, of course, you could still buy it. It's $24.99 plus shipping, which is ridiculously fabulous. I just want to get you beading. And now, like I said, I've added a couple yards of beading thread. It'll be different colors. It will match. Don't get all crazy on me if it's not pretty blue. Could be pretty pink.
Jules, I have to just step out for 1 second. If you could take over just for a moment, and it'll be just...
all granulated?
I'll granulate. I'll be right back.
Okay. Step out. Maybe I won't be granulated. Let's see. Oh, am I still granulated? Oh, now I don't have anyone to talk to. I feel weird. Hi, Amber. Hi, Amber and Bonnie and Carmen and Sandy and Melanie and Paula and oh, got all kinds of Sandys. And Paula and Sally and Sandy and Kelly and Rosalinda. I'm so bummed I'm not going to see you, girl. Sherry, Rose, everyone's here. Linda Browning, make sure you check your email. Let me know. Yvonne. Oh my gosh, it's like a full house. Fantastic. All right, so Tricia stepped out for a second, but she is going to be doing a demonstration on how to make those amazing earrings. And in the meantime, let's see. Let's take a look again at the April project. It was so cool. So there are 2 kits for that. So listen, what's really cool about the course is that there's all kinds of perks, first of all. So like when you join the subscription program, it's like you become an automatic VIP member. So for the rest of the year, you literally save 20% off of all of your purchases. That does not include the course because that's already priced at a really fabulous deal. But that is on all of your other Jewel Loom products. And so, so there's 2 of those left. And I have literally videotaped all the step outs. They're in this super cool course. They live on the Jewel Loom school platform. And once you buy that, then I put you into the course. So, but okay, Tricia's back.
Yes, I'm back. Everything good?
Everything is good. The world is all well.
Oh, good. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I just resolved all that.
Well, I know you will. You'll always do.
I'm just going to take matters in my own hands. But, all right. I love you. And are you good?
Yes, I'm good. I'm perfect.
You're good.
Now. Yep.
Okay. She's perfect. She's always perfect. But,
wow.
Yes. And,
thank you, but.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to let you get to demoing because we've obviously talked way more than we should have.
It happens.
Okay. So, I'm removing myself. I love you all. I will be right here in the background monitoring the situation.
Okay. Sounds great. Thanks, Jules.
Okay. Bye.
Paula, I saw your question up there earlier. How did you come up with Pink Poodle? Well, I don't know if you can hear the little toenails behind me right now. I actually have 2 standard poodles. They're the big ones. One's 70 pounds and one's 55 pounds. Arwen and Kaylee. And, yep, you can hear it now. So my name came from that, as well as pink's my favorite color. So it wasn't too brilliant, but it works. It works. So, okay, guys, I'm going to turn my camera around real quick here. I don't want to make you too seasick, but, we got to do it. I'm going to close my lens cap real quick. So I don't want to make anybody sick. Okay, let's get this to refocus. Go up a little bit. There we go. Looking pretty good. So what we're going to be making today, guys, if you saw the picture for it, we're actually going to be making what I'm calling the Red Queen earrings. And we're using these gorgeous hexagon beads that Jules has in her shop right now, and these gorgeous towel beads. And I don't know if you can make it out, guys, but those black beads have the gorgeous red striations in them. And it just fits so well with this whole design. So, and we're going to be using some 11-0 seed beads. So it's really basic. And we're going to use some complimentary, beautiful check glass on the bottom. We'll get to that. But it's a pretty easy project, but I did try something new this time. And I actually ran beads straight down I didn't put them on ahead of time, but I ran seed beads right down the hem on it. And it seems like it's staying on there pretty good. And I just felt like I wanted the whole thing trimmed out and not have like pieces missing that didn't have trim. So I'm going to teach you how to do that. So hopefully you will enjoy it. But let's get worked up here. So I'm down here. Here's my belly down this way, guys. And I'm going to put my rod in to my original. And I'm going to give it just push it into my tummy and just give it a slight flex and pop my rod in there, okay? You can see how that is. And this is a simple warp. You only use 2, excuse me, you don't only have 2 warps. And they're going to be 8 spaces apart, okay? So you're going to put it in your first lane. One of these, I can't ever think of this word. Amber always gives it to me, but one of these, Joan, where are you in Amber? One of these grooves, that's the word, groove, guys. And then you leave 8 spaces, and then we'll put the other warp into the 9th, okay? So it's as simple as this. We're just going to put it into one of the grooves. And I'm going to eyeball it as I go down here and just kind of keep it in the vicinity of where I put the other one. Okay. Then I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to wrap around the knob that's on the back. And then come up top here and I'm going to count. I want to leave 8. So there's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're going to put it in the 9th one. So I'm going to leave my finger there because I'm old and I need to have guidance. If nothing else. So as you can see, we're leaving 8 spaces there. And we're going to come up here to the top and we're going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and put it in the 9th. Okay? And same thing, I'm going to turn it over. And don't grab onto that bar, guys, because that'll mess your tension up big time when you go to take your rod out. And I just usually wrap around 2 or 3 times. And I keep my finger on top of the hemp so it can still stay nice and taut as I run the end of the hemp underneath. And I bring it around and tie a loop once I push this up underneath. I have so much better luck doing this with hemp than I do wildfire, but wildfire does look so pretty when you use it on projects. It just really, there's nothing there basically except the beads. Sorry guys, I'm going off the out of the camera range there. Okay, so we put 1 knot in and I'm going to go ahead and put 1 more just for good measure. And I have my knot on this side, guys. Okay, so you don't want to put it back behind here because if it slips down or something like that, it'll give you slack in your warps. And that's one thing you do not want to have. Okay, so I'm just going to tie that. And there we go. Nice and snug in there. So that is our warps. And now what we're going to do is I'm basically going to work backwards from when I put my rod in. I'm going to push the bottom of this into my tummy just slightly. And I'm going to flex this just slightly. You don't want to flex it too much. And just pop your rod out. Now, if you have problems getting your rod in and out, there's 2 things that you can do. Once you put your rod in and you want to get it out, you're going to want to flip it around before you do anything too drastic. So say if I'm trying to pull up here and I can't get that out, I will flip the loom around and try out the other side. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to be able to get it out that way. Now, if you're trying to put it in and it's not working well for you, you just can't seem to get it to hook in there, you'll just take your pliers onto the end, just like so, and just give it a slight little adjustment. Don't do anything major, just do it by increments, guys. And that's going to give you the best results, okay? So we have our warps. I need probably about a wingspan, if that, for this earring of wildfire. I'm using black wildfire and 0.006. That's my favorite. So I'm just going to give myself a wingspan. And what a wingspan is, it's from arm, tip of fingers, tip of fingers. If you spread your arms straight out, almost like in a cross position. Okay. Now let me find my cutters. There we go. So I'll just trim that off and put our little guard back on. So I don't get that messed up. So I'm going to, first off, I'm going to take and put my wildfire on the left side. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this up and I'm going to leave myself space because I'm going to need room because I want to tie a knot and put my ribbon crimps on. Okay. So I'm just going to do, usually what I do is like 2 loose knots, just like so. And then I have enough there where I'm leaving maybe about 4 inches there, 3-4 inches. And that gives me enough just to weave it back in and disguise it if I want to, okay? So I'm going to get up to the other end of my wildfire here, and I'm just going to take my pliers. This is something I find myself doing every time. And I'm just going to squeeze the end of that. And it makes it so much easier to put the end of your wildfire through the head of your needle, to the eye of your needle, I guess, not head. I'm using all kinds of fun terms tonight, aren't I, guys? Can't think of a lot of things, but that's what happens when you get up there. So I'm just going to try to get this to go right into the head of my, and this is a seed beading needle I'm using this time, guys. You don't have to. You can use a Jewel Loom needle. They're wonderful. I use them most of the time. But since we're doing 11-0s and we're doing the Picot Stitch, I just went ahead and just used the seed bead needle from the beginning. And I believe this is a, yeah, that's a number 10. So that's why the eye is so small on it. So we're going to get that put through there, hopefully. It's a job, isn't it? I'm going to pull it over here, guys, because I think if I have less pressure, I'll be able to do it. So what's everybody talking about here? Email be the one. Okay. And Jules just laugh at me because I need laughs. It's pressure. It's pressure. Yeah. All right. We got it through now, guys. Just pull it the rest of the way before I get too excited. There we go. Okay. We've got it. See, I told you, too much pressure. So what we're going to start out with, guys, is we're going to start out with 2 of our gorgeous black tile beads. And I'm just going to put 2 of those onto my needle. And the way I have them, guys, is because then when I put the needle up underneath, I want them to be able to put the needle through the back end, and we're going to leave the front end is going to be open. So then that way, when we go back through to attach the second part, it'll be, both sides will be the ones that we have available, not 2 opposite sides. So always make sure you're going through those back holes there. And so I just fed my needle under there, and I push my tile beads down. And then I just push them up between. And then glide my needle across the warps, okay? Through the beads. All right. So I have this set, you might say, a little bit wide, but that's just how I found that I liked it, because when I did it just slightly thinner, I didn't like the way that my towel beads sat, okay, with another, only doing like 8 wide total. So now we're going to go back through and we're going to go through those top holes, and I'm just going to take my needle and I'm going to put it through the first hole here and then in through the second one. And keep in mind, guys, when you're doing your rows, your first row is always, it jiggles around a little bit. At least that's been my experience. But it will lock in. It'll get sturdy once you kind of get everything where it needs to be. So see, now that's our first row, and that's nice and snug in there. It's not moving around. It's not flip-flopping. So we're going to go up over the top, and it's going to be even more secure. We're going to go over the right hand warp there, and we're going to run our needle through the beads and over the other warp and across. And that's what locks it in for you guys. You have to have that sandwich, shall I say, where you're sandwiching your beads in between those threads, because it's not going to lock in nicely for you if you don't. Okay, so our next bead is one of our beautiful hexagon beads, and these I believe Jules has on the site right now, and she has them in multiple colors. They're just gorgeous, guys. Just love them. So we're just going to take, again, we're doing that bottom set of holes. So when I push that down, I'm going to pull this underneath. It's going to be laying exactly where I want it to be. Okay. I didn't clean my bead sticky mat before I started, so it's not quite as sticky as it usually is. But so I've got that. I've pushed that up underneath. You can see how that's coming up through. And I'm going to go over that warp, through that bead, and over the other warp. And we're going to make our little bead sandwich. basically. Okay. So you can see now, same thing. The front of that's kind of dipping down, and that's what we want, so we can get go through the next holes with ease. So I'm going to go underneath again, go through those holes, oops, and pull through. And then back up over the top and through. And we're basically, like I said, this is a very simple technique. It's only using a few different beads, which is nice, but it gives you a nice impact. All right, so there are our 2 tiles and our hexagon. And we're going to do 2 more tiles. Same thing going in and on those bottom holes. How's everybody doing? I would be all thumbs too if I had to do this live. Well, I'm supposed to be at least a semi-pro at this point, but who knows? I do what I can, you know? Thank you. I appreciate that, Bonnie. So I've pushed those up through, and I'm going to take my needle across the top, and you can see the metal right there between those beads. That's what you want to be able to see, is the metal of that needle. And pull it across and lock it in. Yes, it is the black over the red. Yeah, I actually have that listed in the description, I believe, Jules. The ones that I'm using tonight, they are absolutely gorgeous. And I'm not usually a big fan of like black beads, but I saw these and I'm like, they are screaming to be with those hexagon beads. So, and we're just going to go underneath again here. Pull through. Could you do this with 1mm leather? I'm sure you could. Paula, I'm sure you could. That wouldn't be a problem at all. Okay. So there we go. There's the main frame of our earrings, just that simple. Okay. So now what we're going to do, we're going to start doing our Picot Stitch. So what I'm going to do here, guys, I like to just be able to keep going. Some people will tie off and then go back in and tie on again and then do the Picot. I'm not about that. I'm about keep going, keep plugging away. So I'm going to go back underneath this top or the left warp and go through those top holes again, okay, to get across, because I want to be able to do my Picot stitch without having it come out easily, okay? So I'm going to go over here, and this is coming in underneath as well, guys. All right, actually, truthfully, I want that to be on top because I want it to look really pretty up on top of those warps. So we're coming up through the top there. And I'm just going to add 3 11-0 seed beads. Scooch these over so you can see them. This color here is gorgeous as well, guys. These seed beads are, I believe they're called Transparent Rainbow SIAM Ruby. These are some of my favorites. They're just gorgeous. So I find myself using these a lot. So we're going to pick up 3 seed beads. And we're going to go into the bottom hole of the Tila bead. And then across. And pull. And that's going to give us our little Picot stitch on that side. And you give it a little pull. And you can see how the 2 beads go on either side. And then you have that little bump in the middle with the 3 beads. Adorbs. This is actually the 0.5 hemp. It's the 0.5 hemp because with this I wanted to be a little bit more delicate, and I wasn't all about using the wildfire for the base, but you certainly could. You could use leather. You could use the 1mm as well, I'm sure. But so I put on 3 more of those seed beads, and I'm going in. Now I'm coming out the bottom of the tile bead, and I'm going to go straight across on the top hole. Okay, so basically we're wanting to trim the edges of the tila. So to do that, we have to utilize both of those holes, okay, to get it to balance out right and look nice. Okay, so once you do that, you're going to get your picot stitch on that side. All right, and this is the part that I'm going to move this in just a little bit more for you guys so you can see. This is the part that I was like, okay, is this going to work? Is this going to look right? Because I didn't want just the hem showing, which is fine. You could certainly let the hem show. But I thought I'm going to pick up some 11/0s here and see if I can't trim the edge of this hemp. So I hooked on 3 of them. Actually, you know what? Let me go through that bottom hole before I do that, guys, because it'll set much nicer for us. So we want to be able to come out the bottom hole of those tila beads before we do the edging. So I'm going to cross over to the other side to get over there, okay? Then it just flows much nicer that way. You don't want it coming up past your picot stitch, underneath your picot stitch. Okay, so I'm going to pick up 3 seed beads, and I'm always trying to figure out something different, something unique to do with projects, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So you'll always see different things from me because I like to, like I said, I like to have some different items. So I've got my 3 on there, and you can see how I just guided with my finger as I went through the top hole of that hexagon, and they're laying on there. They're not perfectly straight. They're just kind of almost look like a little bit of the picot stitch themselves. So you can see how it pokes out just like the picot stitch does. Don't ask me how that works, but it worked. So I'm happy with that. So we're going to put 3 more on because we're on the other side now of that hexagon. I'm going to put 3 more on and pull those down. And we're just working on top of the project now, guys. We're not passing our needle underneath, back and forth, or anything like that. Everything's on top of the project as I'm stitching this trim on, okay? So I put those beads on. I pulled them up there. I'm going to go through the bottom holes of those tila beads again. And now you can see why I wanted to use the seed bead needle, not only because for the 11s, but you're going through and through and through your tila beads quite a few times. So there's the trim on that side. So now what we can do, and I'm going to drop down just like so. I'm just going to go straight down like this. Now, the cord matches the hemp, the wildfire matches the hemp, so it doesn't bother me, okay? If that bothers you, you could feed your needle down through these seed beads. You know, if you can manage that and just go down through those and tunnel, sorry, as off frame there. You could just tunnel right down through those guys, and then you would come right back into that hole. But I'm fine with the way that I have it with the black wildfire on the black hemp. Okay. So now we're going to do the sides of the hexagon with a picot stitch, and I'm going to put 5 beads on because we have a larger bead here to work with. So you always have to make sure that when you're doing that, guys, like when you're doing a picot stitch, you have to have an odd amount or it's not going to lay right for you. They're not going to pop up with that one, you know, in the middle like so. You're going to have an odd amount for that. So we have 4. There's 5. And I'm just going to go across into that bottom hole. And we're just working our way down. So you can see that sticks out a little bit further, but I like the way that looks. If you didn't want it to stick out that far, you could certainly just do the 3. But that was my preference. So I'm going to pick up 5 more. If you can see me over here doing that. 4 and 5. And I came out on the left-hand side on the bottom hole of that hexagon bead. Okay, and now I'm going to go back through the top. Okay. So there you go. There's your other loop. So we need to drop down into that bottom hole again because we're going to want to run our seed beads along the length of the hemp again. So I'm going to zip across, drop down into that bottom hole, and go across. The hemp was blocking me there for a second. And then add 3 more beads. And I'm tightening that up because I want that to be nice and secure, everything to look in order, okay? So we'll pick up 3 more beads, 11 O's. And I'm going to push those down. And then I'm going to go across through the next set of Tila beads. So I'm going to go across the top hole of these Tila beads. And again, we're still running along the top of the piece. I really wish I would have got my sticky mat to cooperate tonight. So there you go. There's the second set. All right. And now I'm coming out the top. I'm going to grab 3 more because we're going to go back through that hexagon bead. So we have that edging there, okay? And I'm dropping those down. And then through your hexagon bead. Just like so. All right, so that gives you the basic of it. And now we need to get down below again. We need to get down to our Tila beads. So again, you could run your needle through the seed beads that are there, or you could just let the thread run behind. I'm going to let the thread there, and I'm going to go across the top again. And I'm going to finish off by putting my Picot Stitch onto these tile beads. Okay. So we're going to pick up 3. And then go in through the bottom set of holes. Like so. And then pick up 3 more. And we're going to go through the top set of holes. You want to make sure when you're going through the Tila beads that you don't poke through your seed beads that are on the side, because that'll kind of warp the look of your Picot Stitch. Okay. So as I pull that one, I'm just giving it a nice little snug-a-doo pull there so it can get. And another thing, guys, I noticed myself today, these kind of went flat on me as I was working. I just would take my fingers in and just give them a little zhuzh, just kind of a little pinch, and it would put them right back into shape for you. Okay. So there we go. So now if we do, all we have to do is tie off and at our ends. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to go back through. I'm just kind of getting that on the other side for now, to the middle of these tile beads, okay? So I see I'm above the warp, so I'm going to go around that warp and back through the top of that Tila, okay? And it's getting snug in there. No kidding. It's getting snug. But I'm going to come through, out and through at the middle there, okay? And you can pull it and pray that you don't break a bunch of beads. That's usually, it is a good trick to use your pliers for that, but it has come back to bite me before. So now I'm just going to bring my needle around the strands that are in the center there, because I want to hide this knot. You know, I don't want it just sticking out. Now the one on the bottom, it's not really going to bother me because we're going to put ribbon crimps on. I'm going to put ribbon over it, and you really aren't going to see it anyway. But I'm trying to get my needle to cooperate at this point, guys. Let's see. Come up through there. I'm going to come up through the bottom. I believe it's going to be the easiest way for me to finagle my needle in between there. There we go. And then I'm just going to make a little knot. Oh, no, I'm not, because I'm over the edge there. You don't want to do that, guys. We're going to pull this so this whole, it isn't going to wrap around this edge out here because that's not going to look nice. Okay. There we go. Drop my needle underneath and come up this way. And that should work much better. Yes. So I'm just going to run my needle back through that loop there and tie that off. It's rocking like crazy, I guess, huh? Here we go. And just tie that off snugly. Okay. And we'll do one more time. I'm just going to feed that underneath. That seemed to work well like that. Through. And then through the loop and snug that knot. Now, when you put your knot in, a lot of times I'll drop my needle down through once I get my second knot on there and pull it snugly to pull it toward the bottom, okay? Because then you're not going to have to worry about seeing it from the front. It'll sit nicer for you, okay? So there's that. So I can snip this off now. I'm going to turn it over, if you can see in there, guys. And I'm going to take my little snippers and just snip that thread as close as I can get without snipping anything important. Let's just do it a little bit tighter here. My clippers, I need to get some new trimmers or get these sharpened, one or the other, and I keep saying that and just don't do it. So what I'm going to do here, guys, is that the original knot that I tied here, I'm going to, because it's loose, I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to tighten that up nicely before I cut it off so we can put our ribbon crimp ends on. I want it to kind of sit in there well and be nice and snug. All right, so there's our thread we started with, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to wrap it around and tie 2 knots. And I'm going to pull, as I'm pulling that, I'm pulling it up toward those Tila beads. So it kind of gets disguised in there. Even though our ribbon's going to be there and all that, I still like to disguise them as much as possible. Okay. So there we go. Down through there. Up and through. And pulled down. So now I can snip that one. So believe it or not, guys, that's one earring done. And we're going to put, or I'm going to show you how to do your ribbon crimp and how to make your dangle for on this one. So we're getting close on time. So we're going to go ahead and move forward with that. So I'm going to cut off my project from the loom. And what I like to do, guys, is when I hold it with my 2 fingers in the front. I'll turn this better so you can see it. Like so. And then I just push in just slightly on the loom, flex it a little bit, and then trim. So then I don't have like a whiplash effect. And I don't have to worry about it hurting my project or scaring the daylights out of me. It just seems to work well for me. Okay, so we're just going to tie these 2 ends together very simply. Just with 2 knots. Don't tighten it up too much because you don't want to warp your design. You just want it to be snug. So you have something to put your ribbon on, okay? I'm going to take this little head pin in here, and I'm going to move that knot down just a little bit because I want it to be as snug down there as I can get, and just kind of pull on that. I know some weird ways of doing things, but it always gets me from point A to point B. So here's our little knot on that end, and you can put a little bit of glue in it if you would like. A little GS hypo, never hurt anyone. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this end. I'm just going to snip these shorter. Okay. Maybe give us about 4 inches or so. More is better as far as I'm concerned because it's just easier with dexterity for me to have a little bit more thread to work with, the hemp or whatever. All right. So I am going to tie that one off as well with 2 knots. Okay. And I don't want to warp my design here, so I'm being very careful how I'm tying it. Okay. So now I'm just going to put my ribbon on. I'm going to move my mat here. And I'm going to do it the easy way today, guys. We're going to use the hot glue gun. But you can use any kind of glue. You can use super glue, E6000, GS Hypo Cement, whatever is your glue of preference. I'm just going to take some 1/4 inch ribbon here and cut a small piece. It doesn't really matter on the size of your ribbon because, like, I usually cut mine in half anyway, and so you don't really see too much of it. So I'm going to take these 2 ends and I'm going to kind of hold them down, pull them down straight because that's how I want them to lie. And I'm going to take my ribbon and lay it up so it's going to be underneath my piece. I'm just going to take my glue gun, see if it's hot yet. It might not be. It's not. So we'll use GS Hypo. See, I was all excited to use my hot glue, and that's how it goes. So we'll use the GS Hypo. We just have to wait for that to come on up for us. Warm it in your hand. That seems to work the very best. And I'm getting, you can see I'm getting that little dab of glue on the end of it. All right. So we'll put some of that down there. If you squeeze it too much, guys, you're going to have a really, really hard time getting the cap back on it because it's just how it's made. It's really not made to be squeezed too much. All right. Whew, that is potent stuff, though. Okay, and I'm just holding that down. I put the glue underneath, and I'm pushing the knot sort of into the glue there just to kind of get it secure. And then I'm going to take a little bit more over top. I like the hot glue only because it dries quick and I can at least get the ribbon secured onto it, and then I can add in other glues if I want to. It takes the GS Hypo and the super glues a little bit longer to cure. So I always like to just put a little dab of this just to kind of hold everything in place for me. And then I can take my ribbon, and this is never graceful for me doing these ribbon crimps, but the job gets done. So I just hold on to the piece and I wrap my ribbon on the base. And I always like to use a coordinating ribbon because if some of it does stick out, then it looks nice with the project, you know. Okay, so just push that down on there. And what I like to do is fold my ribbon back so it's like halfway across, because then you're not going to have any raw edges that you've cut. If you know what I mean. What I'm saying here, guys, is put your glue like halfway across the top here, not the whole way. So you can cut it in the middle and it'll be finished edges for you. Okay. Here we go. And I like to pull it in just slightly smaller than the actual base of the piece, just to kind of hold things. And that way then it seems to fit nicely within the crimps then. All right, so let's get that a little trimmy poo in the middle. And then what I'm going to do here, guys, is just trim this ribbon. I'm going to trim it in half because I don't want a whole lot of it showing. So I'm just going to go in here. I want to make sure I have enough of a secure hold in there. All right. And then just go back and cut that ribbon in half. Go. And I like to get it straight. Sometimes it takes a couple snips, but the straighter you can get it, the nicer that your ribbon crimp will sit on the end for you. Okay, and I have dull scissors, of course. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to make sure that's still on there good. The glue's holding it, or not still good. And I'm going to take my favorite pliers. These are my favorite that I like to use to put my ribbon crimp ends on. And I just put them in the jaws of my plier like so. And then feed the ribbon up through. I want to make sure this is all even before I go any further. See a little bit of string still sticking from the ribbon, and I don't lock it. So there we go. We'll put that in the jaws of our pliers and fit that over top of our ribbon. Center it the best you can there, because if there's going to be a little bit showing, we want it to be even as possible. Anyway. Okay. And I'm just squeezing back and forth on that. You could use, if you used wildfire, guys, you could just sew some 8OC beads on the end and do one of the slide ends on it if you wanted to. I wanted to use the hemp though, so I decided to just go with this route. So let's cut another little piece and do the top, and then I'll show you how to do the little head pin for the bottom. Same thing. How are we doing? You could also do the selvage technique while the earrings are still on the loom and then wrap it with the ribbon. Yeah, you could certainly do that. It would probably be easier, Jules, honestly, but you know me, I like to go the hard way around. That's my fave. That's my poor husband. He says I complicate a Q-tip. So he always says that. Woo, gosh, don't want that. I'm going to put in a little bit on that. I'm losing it, guys. There we go. Boy, you're fighting me tonight, ain't you? There we go. It's only because Jules is on here. It's going to cause me troubles while Jules is on, you know. Yeah, that would be definitely an easier way to do it if you wanted to do it right when you were on the loom. But I've always just done it like this. It's however, whatever gets you there, guys. Almost there. Yeah, it does give a nice clean look. I do have to agree with you on that, Rosalinda. The slide clasps give a nice clean look. It's just all in what you know, what you prefer. What you like. I've done both projects, you know, it just depends on what mood I'm in, I guess, basically. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to cut this. And find our other ribbon crimp end. Here. Slide that over. I am a person that really likes fibers and materials and ribbons and starry silks. So if a little bit of it's showing, that doesn't bother me at all. You know, I kind of like the look of that. But everyone has their preferences. So there we go. So now we just have to make our little head pin for the bottom. And very simply, guys, and if you haven't seen these, you've got to run over and get some of these. These are, I think, Jules is calling them gem. Are they gem cut? Is that what you're calling them, Jules? You were obviously in a sassy, sexy mood when you designed these. These are absolutely stunning, guys. And she has them 9x6 gem cut beads. Look at that. And she has some in such beautiful colors. They're gorgeous. So I just took a head pin here. It has a decorative item on the end of it. I just put one of those gorgeous gem cut beads, a spacer, and then I pulled out a couple bicones from the check glass mix. This is the black check glass mix that Jules has. And I just put that on the top, like so. Okay. And then I'm just going to use my one-step looper here. Keep things simple. Okay. And then I'm just going to close this loop down because I'm going to put this on with a small jump ring because I want it to be able to move around. And with this loop, it's not going to move around as freely. I like a lot of movement with the earrings I make. So I'm just going to use a little oblong jump ring here and just open that up. Oval is a better word for it on most days. And just hook that on. Like so. Make sure my jump ring is closed. There we go. And just put in your wire on, guys. And that's it. That's all there is to her. So this is the one we just made here. And then here's our other ones. So it's kind of, like I said, it's a really simple concept, but I like the edges of it because it kind of gives you that lacy feeling, you know, just kind of fun. So let's bring Jules back in here. Come on back in, girlfriend. Oh, thank you.
Am I still grainy?
No, you look pretty good now, actually.
Oh, it only took an hour.
You look pretty good. Let me get this turned around so I don't...
Yeah. That was awesome. Oh, my gosh.
Them?
Heck yeah, man. I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in. So these... Here, let me show everybody. So this earring has the slide... Whoa.
Yeah, the slide clasp. And I do like the way those look, but...
Yeah. But they're also more money, right?
Yeah,
so like if you're making a lot, you know what you could do to fancy up those ribbon crimps is put some flatbacks.
Yes. Why have I not thought of this before?
I don't know. Who are you, Pink Poodle?
I know, Pink Poodle. What's wrong with you?
Get some rhinestones, girl. Some flatbacks, and yeah, that would be really hot, and it'll take those like totally up a notch.
Oh yes, let's do that.
Yeah, totally. I know.
It's so funny you should say that because my one of my good friends here in town, she has two little twin girls, and their nickname for me is Bling Bling.
Aww. Yeah.
Bling,
well,
bling.
I totally want to see that. I don't know, sadly, I guess the best, because I'm not a fan of the smell, but I'm assuming E6000 might have to be
probably.
used.
Yeah, that was just kind of like my quick, to show an example, guys, but...
Oh my God, are you kidding me? That's so brilliant how you because on this project that we were doing, that we did do in April,
Uh-huh.
I was, struggling with that whole idea of wrapping it around those side, in between the pearls and everything. So it's such a great idea to take the 11 O's, and it's just like you're lacing it, and it's free for all. It doesn't need to be perfect.
No.
I mean, in fact, you could have just even done snaking around the cord. It would have been awesome.
You could go around them.
Fabulous.
You could go down through them again. There's a lot you could do with it. Yeah. I just, that's the basic, and just fly.
No.
Fly with it, guys.
No, they're so sexy and cool. That hexagon is amazing.
I know. I couldn't even stand it. It's so gorgeous.
I'm so impressed.
And then when I pulled those towel beads out that had those little striations.
Yeah.
So.
No.
It's a very inspiring products that we get to work with here, so.
I'm going to put this up one more time. I had it running while you were doing some demos, but this is the sign up for the Jewel Loom newsletter at jewelloom.com between today and next Wednesday at midnight to be entered in to win the new Jewel Loom starter kit. Okay, but you got to sign up for the newsletter for sure. If you want to sign up for SMS while you're there, awesome. And like the YouTube channel. And of course, not like it, subscribe to it. This is YouTube's, not the Facebook.
The YouTubes.
Yes, the YouTubes. Make sure you follow Tricia on the TikToks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm not gonna be mad if you follow me on my YouTube channel either.
Yes. And in the notes you'll see Tricia's affiliate link, and so that totally helps her out, and that's one of the ways that I support both her and Amber and Joan. Yes. But tonight it's Tricia's link. And so all you have to do is start with that link. And then if you do place an order, Tricia gets a cha-ching from it.
I do appreciate that. Very much so. More than you can know.
It's called an affiliate program.
Affiliate. I like to be an affiliate.
I may not be Amazon.
That's
but we're trying. We're
much happier with you than Amazon, Jules.
Thank you. I appreciate that very, very, very much. And don't forget, there are still some 2 April kits. I haven't checked to see if they sold out yet. And one. Okay, this is what I'm going to do on March.
Now we can see it. Oh, okay. Yes.
Oh, yeah. So here's March.
Oh, so gorgeous.
There's
I like
only
what you put in the middle of yours too. There, that's really pretty.
Super sexy, and the earrings. If you want to try out the program, okay, I'm going to let you do March's kit for $45 with no obligation.
Oh, wow.
$45 plus shipping.
That's awesome.
You're not going to see that on the website. You're going to text me. Here, where's the text at? You're going to text me. Hold on.
Did it? Please hold.
Just please hold for 1 second. Here we go.
Please hold.
Okay, you're going to text me and you're going to say, I want March's kit. And whoever does it first, I'm gonna let you do it for the 45, which you normally have to do. You only can for subscription. I'm gonna let you try the course out for 45. And
that's a good deal, Jules.
Yeah, I think it's beyond good because you don't have any obligation.
Oh my gosh, we will both March and April, guys. I mean, we're always loaded up with goods, but it just seems like these past 2 months have been,
Yeah. Yes.
It's been great.
Yes.
So thank you, girls. Thank you for your encouragement there. I appreciate that.
There you go. Okay, so, all right. And I think we got all the comments. Tricia, thank you. You are absolutely precious and beautiful and delightful and such a great designer. And I'm so impressed with everything that you have going on. Every single one of us that does business with you is very, very lucky.
Oh, thank you. And I feel lucky to be doing business with all of you folks as well.
Yeah, well, I know I can speak for Jewel Loom. I'm very honored, and so,
thank you.
Yes, and I love you too, Amber. And the same goes for you.
Yes, we miss our Amber.
Same goes for you. I'm missing Joan. Joan Fingers.
Oh my gosh. I know. That's what we should call her from now on. Fingers McGee or something.
Oh my heck! All right, we're going on an hour and 10 minutes.
Woo!
Yes,
we did it.
Thank you. You're so beautiful. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter for your chance to win the new Jewel Loom starter kit because it rocks.
Oh, you're welcome, girls. Thanks for
Yes.
stopping by and hanging out with us. It's always
Yeah,
fun.
I'm gonna make your earrings between some point and some point.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
I want to
really
see.
want
I
to.
want to see what you come up with, because
Yeah.
who knows? You might just take them up a notch, even.
What? Get a little wild.
All right, guys.
Okay.
I guess we will see you next week. Don't
Next
forget
week.
to stop over at Jewel store and check everything out, all the gorgeousness and those kits. Don't miss that opportunity. And we'll see you next week.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Love you guys.